Voters are headed to the polls today for primary elections in 4 states: Minnesota, Vermont, Connecticut, and the battleground state of Wisconsin. That's where former President Trump is at odds with his former Vice President Mike Pence over their endorsements. And we're getting a preview of the midterms with a special election today in Minnesota that pits Democrats against Republicans in the state's 1st district. 538's Galen Druke joins me live now for more on that. Galen, what are you watching for in this special election, and what can it tell us about what's to come in November?
Yeah, so most of the elections that we've followed so far in 2022 have been primaries, which have pit Republicans against Republicans and Democrats against Democrats, which have been interesting, but hasn't taught us that much about how voters are feeling about how they might vote this fall. This is the rare special election that will actually pit a Republican against a Democrat. The Congressman Jim Hagedorn passed away earlier this year, so this is now an open seat. And Republican Brad Finstad and Democrat Jeff Ettinger are going to be sort of battling it out in the 1st congressional district in Minnesota. Now, here's what we should watch for. This is a Republican-leaning district. It is 15 points more Republican than the nation as a whole. So we should use that as a benchmark. If, for example, the Republican wins by more than 15 points, that's a good result for Republicans. If it's closer than 15 points, that's a pretty good result for Democrats. And here's why this is important. We have had very few examples of how Democrats and Republicans are feeling in the wake of the Dobbs decision on abortion earlier this year. This will be a high-profile example of how voters are reacting to that news. And we look at special elections sort of in total to get a sense of how voters might vote in the fall.
And then I want to go to Wisconsin because there's a proxy war there between former President Trump, his former Vice President Mike Pence, endorsing different people. We've seen this before. How is that general landscape shaping up?
Yeah, so this has repeated itself in Georgia, in Arizona. This is a little bit weirder than some of those examples because Rebecca Kleefisch, who the former vice president has endorsed, has also said that the 2020 election was rigged. It's not a sort of clear-cut line between who is super Trumpy and who isn't. But for the most part, the establishment is more behind Rebecca Kleefisch, while Trump has backed Tim Michels, construction executive, who's self-funded to a large degree. So we will see how that battle plays out. All
right, we certainly will. Galen Druke from 538, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.